Hi, Active Agers, how are you? I heard over the past 2 weeks about 2 Active Agers who have fallen. And I wanted to talk about what happened. When I hear that Active Agers have fallen, I always want the information because I want to know how we could have prevented the falls. What could have been done differently so that the falling does not happen? And both cases were the same this time. So what happened is something was dropped, and this is how they went to pick it up. Do you see this? Do you see me bending forward? How do you think they should have picked it up? I'm gonna drop it. So maybe you have to walk closer to the item, but I'm gonna show you from the side. This is how they should have picked it up. Do you see the difference between the two? In one case, the case where they fell, they took their center of gravity forward, and that inclined you to fall forward. In the other case, doing it correctly with the squat, your center of gravity stays in the center. So I've talked about this in the past, and I just want to go over this one more time with you. As you become more mature, we rely on the vestibular system, your ears, to tell us where we are in space. So once you turn age 30, those hair-like follicles that are in your ears, they become less. You start to lose them around age 30. So you can imagine by the time you reach age 60, 70, 80, 90, a lot of those are gone. So that contributes to balance issues. Your visual system, macular degeneration, cataracts, when you can't see clearly, contributes to a loss of balance. Proprioceptively, the nerve endings, can contribute to a loss of balance because you can't feel where you are in space. So noting that these systems are already struggling a little bit, then you're going to lean forward and throw off your center of gravity. It's not the best way. You need your center of gravity to stay in the center. When you put your nose forward, if your nose is going over your toes, the likelihood of you falling forward is great. So I want you to really think about this. If you have knee issues and squatting down, I squatted down pretty far to get that. You might need to get some assistance. You might need to put your hand on a chair or something if you have arthritis and you can't get deep into a squat to get that. Put your hand on something to secure yourself. If you have a knee that doesn't bend very well, keep it straight. Keep it as straight as you can and bend down to get it. Even if I keep the leg straight here, I can still get down, keep my nose where it needs to be. Maybe you need to sit in a chair. Take a stool over and lean down and get it. But I still want you to keep that center of gravity in the center, because even if you are in a chair and you lean forward, you could fall right out of that chair. You have to pay attention to your posture. Posture is very key as you become more mature. So for those 2 women who fell, they had extensive facial bruises. One of them, I'm not laughing about it, it's so sad, it makes me so sad, but it could have been avoided. And so it's a little frustrating for me. The one woman had her eyes swollen shut because she was so bruised. Nothing was broken with either one, thankfully. No concussions, thankfully. So I want you to consider, because for any age, when you drop something, it's a natural inclination to just bend over and pick it up, right? And even in bending, we're rounding our backs, which we're not supposed to do. But even if you keep a flat back and you bend over to pick something up, you can easily fall forward. You want to squat. And here's the other thing. I posted about walking recently and how great walking is, but how it's not enough. So you know that to do those squats, you need strong quadricep muscles, right? You need your gluteal muscles to be able to support you. So this is where resistance training comes in, and this is something you have to consider in order to age with a good quality of life. You want to be able to do a squat and not have your legs give out on you because there's no muscle, the muscle's atrophied. You have to do resistance training. It's a necessity. So, lessons for today. When you drop something, do not lean forward to pick it up. Squat down to pick it up. How do you squat down? Resistance training. You got to strengthen these quadriceps. How do you strengthen the quadriceps? You can do body weight squats. Do those on a consistent basis. Even if you have arthritis in your knees, you can do shallow squats. and you're still working those quadricep muscles, those thigh muscles, okay? So no falls, no leaning forward. Center of gravity stays in the center. Do not put it forward. From a vestibular perspective, your system doesn't know where you are in space. You will fall, okay? So let's stay upright, no falls. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope you enjoyed this.